Hi, this is Andrea for Beadaholique. In this video, I'm going to teach you another chainmail weave, and this one's called round mail, or sometimes it's referred to as European 4-in-1 in the round. For this project, you are going to need 2 packets of chainmail. These are made by Artistic Wire, and the size that you need is 18 gauge with an inner diameter of 11/64 of an inch. You're going to need 2 colors, 1 package of each, and I chose black and gold for the example that I'm going to make here. The one that I have on the table already completed is black and copper. You can use any color combination you'd like for this. So you're going to need 1 package of each color, and you're also going to need 1 toggle clasp. I have a TierraCast black finish toggle clasp right there. As far as tools go, you're going to need just 2 pairs of chain nose pliers or bent nose pliers, or 1 pair of each like I have here. So as with all chainmail weaves, you want to start with the majority of your rings either open or closed, whatever the weave calls for. And this one determines that your rings should be most of them open, with 3 of them, the 3 beginning rings, closed. So the rings come partially open, so to close them, you just want to give it a little twist until the 2 ends line up, or to open them, twist the opposite way until it's open about 1/8 of an inch. So I have quite a few of each color open. Then I have my 3 closed ones. I'm going to start with these. And what I want to do is I want to link each of the closed rings together with a gold jump ring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gold jump ring and I'm going to pick up 2 of the closed black jump rings. I'm just going to close that gold one. Now I have this kind of configuration. I'm going to take another gold jump ring and hook that through one of the black jump rings. I'm going to add the last black jump ring to that same gold open jump ring and close it. Now as you can see, I've got a little chain going with alternating colors. What I want to do is I want to make sure that the jump rings are going in the same direction. So all of the black jump rings are facing the same way and all of the gold rings are facing the same way. I'm going to join the last 2 black jump rings with a single gold jump ring. And I also want to make sure that is facing the same direction as the rest of them. So what I've done here is I've made kind of a ring or a triangle of the jump rings. As you can see, I have my little circlet of jump rings so that all the gold ones are facing in and all of the black ones are facing out. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up an open gold jump ring and I'm going to join 2 of these black jump rings that are pointing outward. I'm going to grab 2 of them. And close them. Now I want you to keep in mind that beginning any chainmail weave is the most difficult part. So just keep your calm through this process. I know sometimes it can get really confusing in the beginning, but it gets much easier once you get the hang of it. I've started many a chainmail weave where I just wanted to throw it across the room and scream my head off, but if you are persistent and patient, you will be able to get it. So now I'm going to take another gold jump ring and I'm going to join the next 2 set, the next 2 black jump rings in the round. Close that one. Now as you can see, I have one more grouping of 2 black jump rings that I need to join. So I'm going to scoop those up like that. And close. So basically you could start out with 2 gold jump rings in between each black jump ring. I kind of find it easier to do it this way because it helps you form the pattern early on. Now as a side note, we do have 2 really great booklets, one called The Basics of Chainmail and one called Advanced Chainmail. This weave is not in either of them, but I find that it's a really handy weave to learn before you go on to the other round mail weaves such as Turkish round or Byzantine. And another little note is that one of the weaves that we will be teaching you is a very common one called European 4-in-1, and it's a flat weave. And since this is just the round version of that, a lot of people like to make the flat weave and then just double it over and join that, and that also makes the round weave. I learned this way, so it's easier for me to do it this way, but once you learn European 4-in-1 and you want to try it the other way, that is a fine way to do it as well. So now, what we have here is we have the circlet of black jump rings joined by gold jump rings. Now, the last round that we did, we joined the outside of the black jump rings. But what I want to point out to you right here is that the inside of each gold jump ring, the one on the inside of the circle, those are the ones that we're going to grab next. And we're going to do that with black jump rings since we used gold last time. So I'm going to take a black jump ring and scoop up 2 of the gold jump rings on the inside. I'm going to drop my formation here just for a minute to close this. I'm going to try to pick it back up where we left off. So now I'm going to take another black jump ring and join those 2. You're just going around the inside of the circle and joining the 3 jump rings. Now we have one more to do. I'm going to join that one to that one. Scoop up those last 2, one right there and one right there. And close those. So now what we have looks like this. Now you can see the inside of the black jump rings, but what we want is we want to move back to the outside. So we're going to fold those up, the outside rings, kind of like petals on a flower, fold them up, and that's what we're going to join with the gold jump rings. So pretty quickly with this weave, you're going to notice a pattern. You're going to go outside, inside, just back and forth. So right now I'm grabbing the outsides of the rings. I want another one right there and there. Joining those 2. Give that a little twist to close it, and we've got one more set to join here. Like that. So here we are, back to the gold and the black on the inside, and what I'm looking at now is, since I just joined the outside rings, so I'm going to join the inside. So I'm going to take some black jump rings and join those gold rings on the inside. So when I'm doing this weave, really I'm just thinking inside, outside, inside, outside. So this is inside. Scoop those up. One more on the inside. And now, those 3 black jump rings, we're going to fold them up like petals and join the outside again. So I'm going to stop for a minute here and I'm going to show you what it's starting to look like. As you can see, you're already seeing a pattern. So before, what was a jumbled mess is now starting to look pretty nice. Since we're on the gold round, you know that we're going to pick up the inside next. I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I'm just going to go ahead and finish the rounds until I get a bracelet long enough to fit my wrist. And to measure this bracelet, I'm going to set this down for a moment. What you want basically is for the actual length of the chainmail to fit your wrist exactly, and then that should be enough allowance for a clasp. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this bracelet, and then I'll show you how to add the clasp. Okay, so as you can see, I have the entire length of the bracelet done now. All there is left to do is add a clasp. Now, since this pattern ends with a round of 3 jump rings, we need to narrow that down to 2, because you can't thread a single jump ring through 3 jump rings. So what I'm going to do is, here I have 3 black jump rings in a circle. I'm going to take an open gold jump ring, thread it through 2 of them, give that a close, and then I'm going to pick up that 3rd one. I'm just going to go through the next 2. I'm going to skip that 3rd side there. So now I have 2, and that can be narrowed down to just 1. So I'm going to take 1 more gold ring, I'm going to thread it through both of those. I'm going to add 1/2 of my toggle clasp. And just, you know, as a precautionary measure, I would suggest buying 2 packages of each. I know I said this bracelet only requires 1 packet of each, but they're relatively inexpensive, and just in case there are some that you need to cull out, some jump rings that aren't perfect, or in case you make a mistake, it's really handy to have extras. So I ended up going and getting another packet of the gold, and you know, it wouldn't hurt to get another packet of each. So that's one end, and I'm just going to do the same thing on the other end. I'm going to use all gold here since I have more gold than I have the black. Voila! you have a completed round mail bracelet. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a lot. And have fun playing with this weave. It's a really, really fun one. And you can make a lot of other things out of this. So just play around with it, play with the different colors, and experiment with different sizes, and have a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.